James Gunn, the head of the DCU, recently sat down, did a bunch of interviews. He has revealed that Darkseid will not be included in the DCU. He will not be the main villain of the Justice League, which has a lot of fans confused because, you know, Darkseid's kind of the Justice League's big bad. Has some other fans thinking that James Gunn is teasing a return of Zack Snyder in the future. What am I talking about? Let's go ahead and get into this so I can break it down and explain it to you guys. So James Gunn was recently doing an interview and Darkseid was brought up. He had a pretty interesting response to this. James Gunn says Darkseid won't be the big bad of the DCU, praising Zack Snyder's take and noting parallels to Thanos. Using Darkseid as the big bad now is not necessarily the thing because Zack did it so cool in his way and because of Thanos and Marvel, which I'm just being honest, if you guys know anything about comic books, especially Justice League DC comics, Darkseid's done correctly. He's not really anything like Thanos. Now, after this news dropped, obviously has a lot of fans confused because like I said, you know, Darkseid is normally the big bad of the Justice League. That's what he's known for. But I've seen some pretty interesting responses and rebuttals to this as well. Someone said, Gunn's right. He has plenty of villains to choose from to be the big bad, which I think is absolutely true here. And if you guys know James Gunn is known for taking completely unknown, unloved characters and making them household names. He did it with the Guardians of the Galaxy, did it with the Suicide Squad as well. Like, this is what James Gunn's built for, baby. This is why he's my GOAT. This is why he's the head of the DCU. After this news drop, you already know the Snyderverse cult got their hands on this as well. You know, some fans are just thinking, you know, James Gunn just being respectful to his friend, Zack Snyder. Then the other half of the Snyderverse cult, the Henry Cavill shills, the Zack Snyder shills came out and says that this is James Gunn teasing that Zack Snyder will return to finish his Justice League story and complete the Snyderverse. Someone said this actually opens the door for Zack Snyder to return and finish his last two Justice League films as Elseworlds, fingers crossed. I'm not gonna lie, it would be pretty interesting. Like, I'm a Zack Snyder fan myself. I love his work. Loved Zack Snyder's Justice League. Not a big fan of Man of Steel, so I wouldn't be too mad at Zack Snyder returning to finish out the Snyderverse in the Elseworlds story. Like, let's just be real with ourselves. It's not gonna happen. Snyderverse bros are just kind of delusional at this point. Someone said MCU incels, Gunn bros, and Snyder bros being weird in the quotes and comments. It's obvious that James Gunn is being respectful and trying not to undermine his friend Zack Snyder's work. He doesn't want to contribute to the discourse among his toxic superhero fandom. James Gunn, buddy, if that's what you was trying, it's already too late. This was enough to fuel the fire. But I am interested to see what you guys have to say about this. Do you guys think that this is James Gunn teasing a Zack Snyder return? Me personally, I don't. And what do you guys think of Darkseid not being the big bad of the new DCU as well? Like I said, I want to hear from you guys in the comments, and don't forget to follow for more.